I'm working on a roguelike game where you have to fight your way up to the top of the tower, similar to a popular game called Hades. My name is Danny Deer, and this is 100 Days of Game Dev. Over the past 3 months, I've been working hard to release a playable demo. And if you're watching this video, it means the demo just went public on Steam literally a few minutes ago. Watch till the end to know how to win $10 by playing the game. But how did this happen? It all started when I realized how little time I have till the end of the year. If you don't know, December 2023 is a strict deadline I set for my game, so I needed to work fast. I had to make the game visually appealing, longer, and most importantly, fun. I started off by improving the ground floor of the tower, which acts as a refuge for the player and other hollows. Previously it was very small and not very interesting, so I made it much larger and filled it with buildings and characters. The first one is an alcoholic merchant that you may remember from the previous videos. He sells permanent combat upgrades. Next, the blacksmith selling weapons and weapon upgrades, although only one weapon actually exists in the game for now. On the far right of the ground floor lives a babushka. This old lady will in the future sell visual upgrades for the player and for the ground floor buildings. Next to her is an ancient soul catcher building. It's basically a ruin, but with some renovations, it can be used to catch souls that are floating around and possibly generate soul essence, which is the game's currency. Sitting on the edge is a girl without a soul. She was once a warrior like you, trying to reach the top of the tower, but died one too many times and completely lost her soul. Lastly, there's a pipe from which the defeated warriors fall out of, and a small girl patiently waiting for her father to come back. I have also added some clouds and towers in the background to make the scene more interesting. Here's a comparison between my sketches and the final result. I think it turned out pretty cool. Okay, now let's jump into the combat. Previously, there was a timer in the top right corner telling you how much time you need to survive. This, however, made it so that the player was incentivized to just run away until the timer runs out, which is not the gameplay I'm aiming for. I decided to get rid of it and replace it with a counter of defeated monsters. Now, the players can only progress further if they defeat enough enemies, which gives them the incentive to fight much better. When a monster is defeated, the bar at the top fills a little, and once it's completely full, the floor is beaten and a reward spawns. The reward for this floor is a level up, which I have also visually changed. Previously, you had to drag the card on top of the player to choose it, but it turned out it's a bit unintuitive for some players and doesn't really work with gamepads, and for these reasons I changed it. Now you can just click on a card and it applies automatically, with a quite satisfying animation if I do say so myself. When you climb the stairs, you transition to the next floor, which can either be another normal floor or a boss floor. Currently, you can encounter the Skull King GAMEDEV in the forest environment, or the Chuma on the floor with this beautiful space background.
What do you mean you don't care about the background? I'm really proud of it.
Fun fact, Chuma is actually the name of a monster my great-grandma used to tell me stories about when I was little. I think the biggest impact on the game's fun factor had the way I spawn enemies. This is gonna get slightly technical, so feel free to skip to the next section. At the beginning, I had a system that allowed me to specify how many monsters in total should spawn in a phase, and how many monsters can there be on the screen at once. This is cool and all, but if I want to increase or decrease the difficulty of the floor, I need to manually set the number of skulls, spiders, etc. This is tedious and hard to do from code, as increasing the number of skulls is not the same as increasing the number of spiders. So, let's give each of our monsters a new property called difficulty. Spider is a 3 and let's say the skull is a 7. Now, we can specify that the total difficulty of the given phase is, for example, 100, and difficulty in any given moment cannot be higher than 10. We can also specify that 30% of this phase consists of spiders, and 70% of this phase are skulls. Now, the system will spawn in total 10 spiders and 10 skulls, and at any given moment there can be either a maximum of 3 spiders on the screen or 1 spider and 1 skull. So now, if we want to increase the floor difficulty, we can just tweak the difficulty number rather than adjusting each spawn number separately. This saves huge amounts of time, allows for quick iteration, and in turn, a more fun game. Many people that I've shown the game to complained that there is no music. Lucky for me, a talented composer reached out to me on Discord, and up until now, I commissioned 2 tracks from him. Here's a very short snippet of both tracks. If you want to hear them in full, you can play the demo on Steam, link below. And if you do play the demo, you can win $10 by being one of the first 10 people to beat Chuma and posting a screenshot to my Discord. And if you're one of the first 20, you can win a Pheonix Case, which is currently worth about $4 on the Steam market, but will probably be worth a bit more when the CS2 drops. Good luck! I commissioned another talented artist to create a Steam capsule for me, and I think it turned out amazing too. I have also added 4 new monsters to spice things up. Hammer Guy, as my Discord community named him, the Ghost, Shield Minotaur that only takes damage from the back, and the Borrower. On top of that, I've added gamepad support, key rebinding, and localization support. By the way, if you're localizing your game too, I highly recommend Simple Localization Asset. It's free and super easy to use. I have also reworked the card upgrades and the permanent upgrades you can buy from the merchant. And interestingly, I had a publishing deal from a small publisher in China, but it didn't really work out as we couldn't agree on the terms of our contract. It would mean the world to me if you played the demo and gave me your feedback on Discord. Keep on creating. Peace.